everybody, Simasik this here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, once again, headed out to Jake's Flea Market in Bartow, Pennsylvania. And today was a fantastic day. I have 28 titles to show you, so let's take a look at what I bought. The first title I picked up for only $1 was the soundtrack to Top Gun. A fantastic movie with a fantastic soundtrack. One I definitely wanted to get from my collection, so for $1, had to pick it up. The next title I picked up will make all you wrestling fans very jealous, I'm sure, and that was the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. Got this for $1, another fantastic deal. Now, I'm not some big wrestling fan, I don't watch wrestling, I'm not really all that into it, but the older 80s wrestling, it has a lot of nostalgia for me. My father and I used to watch it when I was a little kid. We used to get lunch and sit down in the family room and watch wrestling together, so I do enjoy watching these older matches, again, just for nostalgic reasons. It's not something I'm necessarily really into, but I do find it fun to watch. For $1, had to grab this one. The next title I picked up, I grabbed for $1 as well, and that was the Sliver soundtrack. A movie that I have not seen in years. I do remember liking it back when I did see it, though. I really should get around to watching it again, but I definitely wanted to pick up the soundtrack. Looks to be an interesting mix. Not a lot of bands on here I've even heard of. There's Lords of Acid, Shaggy, UB40, and that's about it for the bands that I actually know on here. So, again, a kind of weird and very eclectic soundtrack, but for $1, had to pick it up. The next title I picked up for only $3, which was a fantastic deal, because this is a movie I've been looking for a long time now, and that was Secretary. Have this on VHS, so obviously I'm picking this up to replace my VHS copy, but again, very happy to have this now on DVD, because I love this movie. If for no other reason than I'm a big fan of Maggie Gyllenhaal. My wife thinks I'm crazy for that, but I love that girl. And this movie, it is actually a good movie. I mean, if you're a Maggie Gyllenhaal fan, you're definitely going to like it. But even besides that, it is a good movie. So I definitely wanted to get myself either a DVD or Blu-ray copy. So very happy to get this on DVD for only $3. The next 4 titles I picked up are all absolutely brand new, still sealed. Got them for $2 a piece, which again was another fantastic deal. And the first title I picked up was Recycle on Blu-ray. Now, I had never heard of this movie. It was a complete blind buy, but when you're looking through a bunch of $2 titles and you come across a Blu-ray, you gotta pick it up and check out what it is. This actually gets really good reviews on Amazon, so from that alone, figured I'd pick it up and check it out. Again, it was only $2, so if it's not good, I didn't really waste any money, but like I said, it does get fantastic reviews, so I'm sure this will be a great watch. Then I grabbed Pat and Mike, a fantastic movie, one I love very much. Already had this one on VHS, so I am picking this up to replace my VHS copy. For $2, brand new, this was a steal. Then I picked up John Carpenter, a documentary about John Carpenter. Now, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to get this one or not at first because it is released by Image Entertainment, and they're known to release more lower budget films, so I wasn't quite sure if this is going to be any good or not. Thought maybe it's going to be kind of a B documentary and not very good documentary. But once I got home, looked up reviews on this, it gets fantastic reviews. So apparently, this is a very good and very well done documentary. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out, and I'm very happy I picked it up. And the last $2 title I picked up was Night of the Living Dead, this year being the Millennium Edition. Comes with a bunch of great special features. Really wanted to get this one because I do not have a standalone Night of the Living Dead DVD release. I do have it in a multi-pack set that's not a very good transfer at all. And I do have it on Laserdisc as well, which is actually an okay transfer, but I really want to get myself a standalone DVD release. And since from what I hear, this has a fantastic transfer, and like I said, it does come with some great special features. For $2, very happy to get this one. Then the next table I stopped at picked up some more $2 DVDs. This time I grabbed 8 of them. We're going to go down the floor to check these ones out just so I can get through them somewhat quickly. So let's see what $2 titles I picked up. So here's all the $2 titles I picked up. Let's take a look at what I got. First up here is All About Eve. Brand new, never opened, which was a fantastic deal. This is actually #1 in the 20th Century Fox Studio Classics collection, so very happy to get that. Then I picked up the unrated version of Barbed Wire, which I already had on VHS, but I really wanted to get it on DVD. This is actually out of print now, so very happy to come across that. Then I got Celtic Pride, another movie I'm picking up just to replace my VHS copy, but great film. Then I got Video Gangs, a snowboard video. Love watching these, so I had to pick that up. Then I got I Confess, an Alfred Hitchcock movie that I really wanted to grab. Trying to get the entire Alfred Hitchcock movie collection. Want to get every single one of his movies, so one more down. Then I finally picked up Akira, a movie I've wanted to get on DVD for a long time now. Already have this one on VHS. I've owned it on VHS for many years now. So very, very happy to come across this one on DVD. From what I've read, this is actually the best transfer they put on DVD so far. So very excited to get that. Then I got Trial and Error, another great movie that I already have on VHS. So again, picking this up to replace my VHS copy. And the last title I picked up was Biography, Paul Revere, The Midnight Rider. Now this, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out because from what I've read, Paul Revere didn't really do all that much riding. Apparently there were other riders who did a lot more and should probably be a lot better known than Paul Revere. So really looking forward to checking this one out and seeing what they actually have to say. And finally, the last table I stopped at right before I was about to leave, this guy had some fantastic titles and some fantastic deals. All his DVDs were marked at $1.50 each, and like I said, he had some really rare and obscure stuff. Now, unfortunately, a decent amount of it was scratched. Had they all been in great condition, I would have bought a hell of a lot more, because like I said, he had some really rare and obscure stuff. But I did get some great titles, some of it being a little bit harder to find. So once again, we're going to go down the floor and take a look at all these great titles I just picked up. So let's take a look at all the $1.50 titles I picked up. And the first one here is Deep Cover, a movie I'm getting simply to replace my VHS copy, but I've yet to watch it, so definitely looking forward to watching that. Then I got Power Rangers SPD Wired Volume 3. Again, trying to get all the Power Rangers I can, so definitely had to grab that one. Then I got Don't Be a Menace. This here is actually the theatrical cut. Already had the director's cut on DVD, only had the theatrical cut on VHS, so grabbing this one to replace my VHS copy. Then I got a double feature set here of Maximum Risk and Double Team. Already owned a Double Team, but I didn't own Maximum Risk yet, so definitely had to grab that. Love myself some Jean-Claude Van Damme. Then I grabbed Unnameable 2. Definitely wanted to get this since I have Unnameable on VHS, so really looking forward to checking that out. Then I got Goosebumps, The Ghost Next Door. Always have to pick up Goosebumps every time I find them. Love watching these, and it's also brand new, never opens. Then I got Everest Beyond the Limit, something I've wanted to watch for a very long time now. Never got around to watching this when it was actually on TV, but I'd always wanted to see it, so for $1.50, this was a steal. Then I got A Perfect World, another movie I'm picking up simply just to replace my VHS copy. Then I picked up some Dragon Dynasty with Mad Monkey Kung Fu. Haven't seen this one, but this should be a fantastic watch, and also brand new, never opens. Then I grabbed Pumpkin, another movie I'm picking up simply just to replace my VHS copy. Haven't watched this one yet either, so definitely going to watch that one ASAP. And finally, I picked up Vampire Hunter D Special Edition. This year's apparently out of print right now, so very, very excited to come across this. I've heard great things. So that's it for what I bought today, so now what should I watch? And today I checked out the original Freaky Friday. This is actually my first time watching it, and I'm a big fan of Disney titles, especially from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Love all those great classic titles. Gotta say, not one of my favorites now. I did enjoy the story because it does have that great Disney feel to it. If you like Disney movies from this time period, you're going to enjoy this film. But it wasn't one of my favorites, like I said. I just thought it was, mediocre, definitely on the lower end of some of Disney's titles from this time period. I just thought the story, it was an interesting story. It had that great Disney feel to it. It was kind of goofy and whimsical, which I loved. But I think the part that really bugged me was the way the mother and the way the daughter acted. Once they switched bodies, they seemed kind of stupid. They never went to, see each other. At one point, the daughter tries to call I guess the mother tries to call the daughter once they've switched places. And that's about all they do to try to contact each other. They never go home. The mother in the daughter's body, she goes to school, and the mom stays at, or the daughter, this is going to be really hard to explain. The daughter in the mom's body, she stays at home. Why do they not try to find each other and say, whoa, what's going on here? After the phone call, they kind of get the idea that they've switched places and they know that they're in each other's bodies. So why would they not try to go and find each other and figure out what's going on? Instead, they just try to go on with their day. Doesn't really make too much sense to me. I mean, they try to say they had some important things going on, but it's nothing they probably couldn't have skipped. And I just thought they could have at least, even for an hour, gone to see each other and said, okay, here's the plan, here's what we got to do. If you're going to go back to school for me and I'm going to go back home and do all the work I have to do there for my husband. The husband's, who's played by Gomez Adams, by the way. Found that interesting. He's trying to run this he's putting on a show for some clients, and the mother has to get some things ready. So I can understand why she needs to go home, and the daughter has an important game and some tests and stuff at school. So that's why she needs to go to school. But I think they could have met up and said, all right, you're going to go to school, you're going to go home, let's try to work this all out. Here's some things you need to know, here's some things you need to know. We'll figure this all out once this is all over with. I think they could have done something like that. They never bothered to do that. And like I said, they get really stupid. The way that daughter acts, the things she tries to do at home, it's not really funny because a lot of it's common sense. I mean, there are some certain things here and there that I'm like, all right, I can understand how she wouldn't know how to do that, and I can understand how she might make this mistake. But there are certain things she does where I'm like, a 5-year-old would know not to do that. You know, it's just stuff like that. The mother does the same things, just some really stupid stuff. And it's just the way they act. They don't even try to be the other person. The daughter doesn't try to act like the mom doesn't try to act like the daughter once they get switched in each other's bodies. They don't try to do that. They really start just completely acting like themselves, which I think if I switched bodies with my mother or my dad or whomever, I think, I would try to put on a little bit of a facade for so people didn't think I was crazy, and at least try to pretend to be them. Although personally, I wouldn't even go out in public if that happened. I would try to figure out what the hell's going on. But if for some reason I had to, I would, put on a show and basically try to pretend I was the other person so everything didn't kind of go crazy. So sort of my problem with it is just the fact that a lot of things that I thought should have been done, a lot of things I think people would do in the situation didn't happen, which I understand. It's a movie, and had they done that, it probably wouldn't have been as funny, but I do think they could have saw each other and worked some things out, and then craziness still could have happened. Maybe some things that made more sense, maybe some things that you could say, oh, the daughter wouldn't know how to do that, and the mother wouldn't know how to do that, haha, not the mother, as however old she is, 30s, 40 years old lady, she should probably know how to do this, and the same thing as the daughter, being, I think she's like 12 or 13 in this movie or something like that. She should know how to, at least have an idea of how to do some of these things. That was my issues with it. I just thought the story could have been a little better. So in the end, another fantastic Disney title that I would recommend if you're into Disney titles, again, from this time period, that it's definitely something you have. It is a Disney classic, so it is something you should have if you're a fan of these Disney titles, but I'd put on the lower end of all the Disney titles I've seen from this time period. It's not one of my absolute favorites, but still an enjoyable watch. I'm glad I checked it out. Like I said, this was actually my first time watching this movie. It's a movie I've wanted to see for a very long time now, since I really do love Disney movies from this time period, but I just never got around to checking it out. So finally, like I said, sat down and watched it, and I actually enjoyed it, but thought it could have been a little better. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely picked up some great titles today and got some amazing deals on them. Very happy that I ran out to Jake's today. Probably one of the best days at Jake's I've had in a very long time. And also watching the original Freaky Friday, like I said, I did enjoy it. It was an enjoyable Disney movie. It had that great Disney kind of wacky, whimsical feel to it. And if you're a fan of Disney titles from that time period, it is something you should definitely see. But I did think it could have been a little better, and it's not one of my favorite Disney movies from that time period. It was just a good, mediocre movie that, once again, I would recommend if you're into those sorts of things. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.